It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
All right, we got the captain, the Hall of Famer, Ring Magazine. Am I missing anything? The author. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, you missed it as we approach my birthday. I need blessings from all our fans, and I need prayers for my big sister. Her health is not well. My last sister on my mama's side. She's 70.
Well, we definitely gonna pray for her. And his birthday is this Wednesday. He'll be 82 years old. And and he has a book. You guys saw. If you guys want to support Captain Leon Muhammad, do you just want to send the cash apps to your nephew? Is that easier?
No.
Okay.
No. We're not gonna change up. In middle stream, you want to train your
Silent Heroes. All right, feel free to go to Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS. And, someone by mistake for his birthday. Now, it's a fight this weekend. I don't really care for it too much, but you do because it's in your neck of the woods. And what's your take on that?
Well, I was with the fighters camp yesterday, and one of his photographers, I did an interview with him. Pablo is on his way. Eddie think hi him. Eddie got a couple Cubans on the card that's being trained by Boots Ennis' father, Bozy, a longtime Philadelphia comrade. Sometime I want to see him, go see him, but Bozy, and I love Mama Sharon, Boots Ennis' mother. I love Mama Sharon. Good sister, loyal family woman, was good. But what I will say, Fred, when I got to the hotel, it was dead yesterday. But when I left, it was so many Hispanic and Englishmen in there. There's a 118 on the card, Fred. We're gonna be looking out for. I can't remember his name. His father and his trainer knew who I was. They came over and said, "Champ, we know you." I said, "How you know me?" He said, "When I was a kid, you came to England with Tim Witherspoon. You was hanging with Mickey Duff." I said, "Yeah, God, you got old. Mickey Duff been dead 30 years." But to show you when you put the work in, even kids remember. He said, "I was a kid at Allen Minter, Jim. You came to see Allen Minter." He said, "In '86, I was about 12. I said, "Man, that was a long time ago." When Tim Witherspoon fought Frank Bruno, almost 40 years. So to show you, Fred, when you put the work in, the next thing I know, Fred, you couldn't get in the lobby. All the Englishmen, and this is this kid's pro debut. All his high school friends came over.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
And
Where's he from?
He's original from, no, he's original from Albano, but his father from Albano, but him and his two sisters born in England. So all his high school mates, because he just graduated, he was so good, Eddie signed him right out of high school. He's a bantamweight, and I counted for him, about 400 or 500 of his high school graduation came over to support him with their parents. I mean, it's good. The father made sure they all had tickets. He took upon himself with Eddie to give all his son classmates free tickets. Because, you know, the card is building up. The walk-up is going to be good because, you know, a lot of the Spanish and blacks are walk-ups. You got a few Caucasians that walk up, but most of the walk-ups come from our neighborhood and the Latino. You agree, Fred?
I would say it's more of a paycheck to paycheck crowd that'll walk ups. Because people that have money and control of their schedule, they plan it out, whether they driving or flying. So I think more of it's more income based than.
You know what, Fred? I think I know you're right because a lot of Hispanics from uptown and crosstown that I know, especially the young ladies that have teenage sons that can go till they fight themselves and be all right and behave themselves. A lot of them are nurses at Bellevue and NYU, and they get paid every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. You're right, because quite a few called me for tickets. Quite a few mothers called me for tickets and said, Brother Captain, we'll take care of you next week. You got a couple of tickets for my husband and my son. A few of them I said yes. A few of them said I don't have no more. But I went to Pablo, good Spanish kid on the card, who's with Pat Joe. Him and Pat Joe gave me a lot of tickets to the school board because Andrew, the director of boxing for Pablo, and in association with Kevin Rooney Jr., they gave a lot of tickets to the local schools in Brooklyn and the Bronx. So it worked out. But yes, that's it. And even the Englishmen talking about Keyshawn in Top Rank. And so they asked me, say, you're a legendary fight guy. What do you think about Norfolk? They said if he'd have been in England and lost their money like that, he'd got beat up by the fans. Fred, it's bad when people talk about you all over the world in another country.
Oh, it's real bad. He doesn't know the magnitude of it, but he's gonna learn real fast.
Oh, he definitely, Fred, and it's no doubt, he's gonna learn the magnitude of it. But Fred, we said something the other day. I got some flags about it. I don't know if you got some flags about it. Some people called me up and said, why you and your man went off on Bomax? I said, I went off on him because we lost a friend that was dear to us because he wouldn't take care of himself. I said, I include me. I need to get in the gym too. I said, but listen, man, Bob was right. And I was talking to the guy yesterday who interviewed Bob. He played me Bob's tape. He played it for me. Bob said, damn it, you got 4 trainers. They can't bring this guy in on weight. So he asked Bob, do you think this payback for the lawsuit that Crawford brought against you, they're trying to get back at you? Bob said, you never know what's going to happen. So the young man voiced his opinion like we did, Fred. He thought it was payback.
Yeah, but they watching our interviews and they asking the questions, which is awesome. Because no one would have thought of that but you and I.
Yeah, I mean, even the English guys asked me, Fred, they said, man, you and this guy, Barbershop Fred, is better than you and Jason was.
Well, that's for the people to decide.
Yeah, I'm just saying what the English brother told me. The father of the 18-year-old bantamweight that's Eddie turning pro. Your first fight as a pro in Madison Square Garden, it don't get any better than that, Fred.
Yeah, no, it don't. No, it don't. No, that's for sure.
I love his father. His father made sure all his high school graduating class that was able to come over and support his son. He bought all them tickets. He bought all them tickets for the fight. Folks, the younger ones, their parents came up, and they had a group with chaperones. It was good that, and then Eddie got a couple of Englishmen that work for him that knows a lot of these kids. Man, the lobby was so packed with English and Puerto Ricans. I didn't know where I was at. I thought I was in a foreign land. I tried to call you busy. I thought you got on a plane and went to Hawaii. But it should be a good local night of boxing. It should be. And I don't know how it's going to turn out for Top Rank. I don't even know when they're coming in. Fred, some people say it's a co-promotion show for next week, and some people said it's all Top Rank. Some people said it's all McNicky, Nicky's father. I haven't heard from them, but I did reach out to Top Rank, my dear friend Brad Goodman of 45 years. He haven't got back to me, but some of my sources said that Top Rank is not coming in until Wednesday or Thursday, but McNicky will be in Tuesday, him and his crew. So it is what it is. But Fred, everybody been making jokes about Keyshawn, man. Local comedians, they been making jokes about him. It's sad, man. When you look at it, Fred, it's real sad. It's real sad. You got any questions? Any questions come in, my brother, this week?
Yeah, I'll no questions. But there was some breaking revelations.
Okay.
And it linked more on towards of what you said in the beginning about taking the fight last week. Sampson lied to his fighter first about the purse before the fight. He lied to him about the purse. He told him it was half the money he was supposed to get, and then he found out he was making 450, 500,000. And then after the weigh-in, he told him that it was $50,000 he was getting versus double. So
There's a problem?
yeah, he fired Sampson. So I heard he fired Sampson, and he was very disappointed that Sampson lied to him because he said he would have fought him for that money.
Yeah. Say Sampson. Now, what was the original deal, Fred, from Bob?
Between 400 and 500,000 for the fight.
Okay. Yeah.
So that means he is making close to $1 million had he taken the fight.
But do you think that Sampson did it on purpose, Fred?
Yeah, Sampson did it on purpose. Reason why I believe Sampson did it on purpose is if you get $400,000 and you know you're going to lose, percentages Vegas says you're going to lose that fight. And if I can get out of here with the purse and nothing happens to my record and I still have my fighter moving forward, yeah, I'm taking the money.
Do you think that was a good move?
Now looking back at it, no. Because the fighter didn't choose his own fate. You know, I still wouldn't have taken the fight because of Keyshawn Davis. But the fighter should have been the final say so. You know, you lay the information on the table and you let the fighter decide. And Sampson didn't do that. Sampson lied. Sampson's a liar. Sampson's a thief too.
So you saying that Sampson, from my understanding, and I'm gonna give you what I was told by the reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand what you said, and what I got from the reporter yesterday was some of the same thing. And I got a call from somebody that was connected to us with Sampson and Manning, said that the kid should have walked away from Sampson when he fought Shakur because the money wasn't right.
Wow.
Okay. Now, that's reliable. I checked with my sources at the commission, and they said the same thing. It matches up to what you said. Now, I have never known Sampson to be a thief. All the years, me and Marad, and he worked with us. I've never known him to be a thief, to steal from fighters. It's always the first time. Now, so Sampson being greedy, if it's what our sources tell us, where it's true, you lost a future payday for you and your family by being greedy.
Yeah, and if media does his job, he needs to be ostracized. And also, Sampson wasn't in charge either. You know, Butch Lewis was in charge. So
Who?
there's he was an employee. Now he actually gets the checks from Top Rank. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
On the
it's
old days, he got the check from Butch and Marad.
right, right,
Okay, I see where you going with this, Fred.
yeah.
And Fred is right for our listeners. He's dead right. In the old days, Marad Crow called all the checks. Marad and his baby sister, my dear Muslim sister, she wrote all the checks. Marad signed them and passed them to Marad. Whoever Sampson brought in, or I brought in, they would give us the check. I would tell his sister and the big Bay twins, no, give the checks to the fighters, make separate checks. This is my cut. The fighter told you this is what I get for booking the fight. If I'm co-managing, give us 3 checks. If me and my partner, the co-manager, is here, and give the fighter his end and take out for his medicals, whatever the commissioner says. So now to lie to this kid, Fred, he should be put out of boxing.
He should be put out of boxing.
I mean, to steal from the fighter,
Yeah, yes, he
you
literally stole money
understand,
and was dishonest.
Fred, from your sources, the original deal with Bob was between 4 and 5.
Yeah. hmm He told him he was making half that.
So he told
Hmm.
him he was making 250.
Whatever it was. It wasn't 4 or 500,000. Yeah.
So he never told him.
The correct amount.
So Fred, you sure your sources is legit?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they told me. You know,
And
and then
my
and
sources kind of match up with you. They saying that it was if he took the fight, it was an add on another 2. What your sources tell you, Fred?
it was double. Bob did exactly what I told him he should do. Bob should have offered the man $1 million. The reason why you offer him $1 million is you're gonna sell out you're gonna sell out the scope, but more importantly, your mass appeal and the network. So even if so let's say Bob pays the man $1 million, right? I don't know what his deal is with the stadium. Does he get the tickets, the hot dogs? You would know more about that than me. Does he get the parking? But regardless, merchandising, audience goes up on ES more tweets. He gets more everything. He gets more tweets, more social media currency. So if he pays the man $1 million, he will reap it back later on down the line if it isn't that night. So um
And Fred, from what I understand, picking back off of what you said, Bob had a good deal with the scope, but his deal wasn't good as Kathy's in her day with the late great champion Sweet Pea Whitaker. He had
well,
a good deal with the scope, but his deal wasn't good as hers because Kathy brought her fighter home 2 or 3 times a year.
mhm,
He brought her fighter home. And his first 6 or 7, after his first fight, November 15th in Madison Square Garden, Kathy took him home 5 times back to back. She took him home.
mm,
So she had a greater fighter with a gold medal, and they had something to work with. Pretty boy, and he was appealable. So Bob didn't have that. And then Bob had a lot of deception dealing with the Crawford and
mm,
the Crawford camp.
mhm.
So it's bad blood there. So that's why I think it was sad. That's why I said what I said the other day to you and our fans, Fred. When Crawford walked, I would have told him to take your fighters with you. What would you have done, man? What would you have told Cam?
uh I wouldn't have I would have released um his brothers. which they're about to get released. Uh,
That,
Bob is about to do them a doozy. Uh,
oh yeah.
oh, he about to do them a doozy, man. Oh, the one that lost, he may make
Oh,
$13,000 his next fight,
if he
and
gets
if he get that, yeah. And because without Keyshawn Davis, he's not a TV fighter.
no.
Neither one of them are. Without Keyshawn Davis, they fighting on YouTube. You know, they don't even make the TV bout. So,
They walk out. They either walk out bout or the first bout.
yeah. Absolutely right.
See, I get Fred. I want them to understand. We're just telling the truth from the from the from a commentator and a legendary side of the game. In reality, me and Fred care less what y'all do. But if you're gonna be in this game that we love so much and that I have represented for 60 years, you guys got to get yourself together.
Yeah,
And I believe I speak for me and Fred. And
yeah.
Terrence, you and Bomac got to straighten up, man. Y'all got to get this stuff together for your fighter. Look what happened. People in a foreign country talking about how bad y'all is as managing and training fighters.
Right. No, that's a
Both.
fact.
Both people looking at me and you saying, how the hell we talking about training fighters and me and you 200 pounds overweight? I'm including myself in that. Come on, Bo. We got to get ourselves together. I'm with you and I love you, but the right thing to do, them guys never should have came to North for 5.5 pounds. Then some of y'all camp associates is going to say, well, hey, Tony. Well, Shakur. But the difference is that Shakur tried. I was in the room in the hotel with him doing jumping jacks to make sure the cameras were on us. He would try, but his body couldn't take it. This kid went around the corner, ran and took a leak and came back. He's still, what, 4.5 pounds?
Yeah. See, yeah. You're
That's
right.
sad, man. And then they're going to bring up, well, Shakur lost his on the scale. But Shakur got a different team than yours. But if you look at all Shakur team, all them guys in shape. Regardless of who his team is. Even the girls that got kids on his team that's in shape. So you associate that brought up Shakur, and then y'all going to jump on the fighter? Because your brother lost? Fred, did you hear about Keyshawn Baby was right there when it broke out?
Yeah.
That is crazy, bro. Keyshawn, you and your brothers, y'all straighten up, man. Y'all fighting in the memory of late sweet P. Whitaker, man. Come on, man. And I don't think y'all was raised like that, man. Your brother lost as all the great fighters, greater than your brother ever could be, lost. And I got respect for y'all young bucks, man. But y'all got to get y'all stuff together and make a comeback, man, and gain your fans back, man. Be honorable, like the fighters of old.
Nah. He still hasn't made a statement. He still hasn't done an interview. I haven't seen a Terrence Crawford statement. I haven't seen a Bomac statement, a Red statement. I don't know. What's the Latino brother's name?
I can't think his name. I haven't heard nothing from him.
I haven't heard nothing from nobody from the team, man. And I think that's
But Fred, from my understanding, Red's wasn't even there.
oh,
Because I know Red had a couple operations. Red's been real sick with his knees. He had a couple operations.
oh,
He
his
was,
knees. I'm glad it's not his internal organs.
yeah, and Reds was not in camp when he won the title. So Reds haven't been around. So Reds can get a bye because he wasn't around. So I'm getting Red a bye because he wasn't around. It's my good brother Red. Coach Red wasn't around because I know I was informed that he had an operation before February. Then he had to have another one during February.
So nobody's healthy.
Yeah.
Bomac's overweight. Terrence Crawford. Hey, Terrence' new name for me is Tender Terrence. And for
I
the
heard you, my brother.
for the Tinder dating app, you know the Tinder dating app.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, Tender
Hey,
Terrence,
man.
man. He want to be single. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And Keyshawn is overweight, and so I mean, it's a whole bunch of baby daddy stuff to me.
Fred, you know my slogan, and I said it, and I die on it. A fighter is
As
only
long
good
as
as
it's the
his team,
same.
and I'm right with that. Only
Right,
good as his team.
right,
You
right.
got a good administration in top rank, but it's top rank force. Fred, when you put it down to this is top rank force.
Yeah,
When Terrence walked, they should have told Terrence, take your fighters with you. We good.
yeah. Keyshawn has
So,
so much promise. You know, silver medalist.
but Fred, sometimes Howard Davis had a goal. He didn't pan out, did he? And we both New Yorkers. Howard didn't pan out for a lot of reasons.
Hmm.
So you can't say because he had a medal.
Yeah.
The 84 medals worked out better than the 76. The only 76 medals worked out was that did really well with Michael Spinks and Ray Leonard. The rest of them medals didn't work out. Howard Davis didn't win one. Leo Randolph won one. People don't even know who Leo Randolph is. Me and you know because we in the thick of boxing.
Hmm.
So a lot of people don't know who he is, Fred.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. But Fred, when you got Englishmen and albinos that can't even spell Norfolk, talking about how bad the fight is, that's sad,
Why you
Fred.
call them albinos?
That's what the guy told me he was.
Oh, he's an albino. Okay, okay, okay. All right.
He's he's
Albanian. He's Albanian.
oh yeah, he's Albanian, Fred, but his children born in England,
Hmm.
and
Okay,
he
okay.
and he went to
Gotcha.
England when he was 16.
Yeah, because albinos in New York is the people that are white, but they're of a different ethnicity. You know, they look like they got bleached skin or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but well, you always coming up with something, man.
No, I'm
But
serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, my brother. But
Okay.
what I'm saying to you, friend, is for people from another ethnic race to talk about Norfolk, half of them can't spell Norfolk.
Hmm.
That's sad, friend.
Yeah.
That's really sad, brother.
You know what I appreciate though? Overall,
Mhm.
like I'm glad that your voice is penetrating through boxing. You know, so because you're on my platform every day, people are gonna want interviews and your commentary on current events in boxing. I think that will enhance your brand.
I hope so, by God's grace. But what I will say, Fred,
Hmm.
is that we have built something in the last year or so more than me, Jason, and all the other guys that I did interviews with, because we are constantly coming at the world
Yeah.
sports, and we have went ways that people didn't know I could go towards my political career.
You're right.
Yeah, and a lot of things that I've told you political wise, and my association with judges in Philadelphia and down the road that I never told them other guys my political career connection with mayors and councilors and judges in Philadelphia that I was connected to. And a lot of people know me from just being with Don, Butch, Ali, and Smoking Joe and Michael Spinks.
Mm.
See, a lot of people never knew that I was with Timmy, Prince Charles, and a lot of Don other fighters. Like I was in California for 2 years taking care of Zuma Nelson. At one time, all Zuma Nelson fight was on the West Coast
Hmm.
because he was so small when he came over here.
Hmm.
Because he was a 22 pounder when he came over here. Because his first world title fight, he was 14-1 when he fought Salvador Sanchez. You know, that's 43 years ago.
Yeah, Salvador Sanchez gone too soon, huh?
Gone too soon. See, Fred, I know them all.
Uh-huh.
That's why we build a platform, whether they like us or love us or hate us. but we giving them the truth, the
Yeah.
facts. And Fred, what most about what we're doing, we're giving them facts.
Yeah.
We're giving them articles. We're giving them public knowledge that they can go look up for themselves.
Right. Right.
So they can't say that you and I are snowballing, which we don't care. We know what we're saying is facts.
Right.
See, Fred, it's good to go see a fight, but if you don't know see, most of our listeners and readers, they don't know the backroom deals of making a fight.
Right.
They just know how to go and watch two guys fight. They don't know what it takes to put a fight together like me and you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you always ask me to explain myself. First, I was getting agitated. He said, well, let's explain it. So I see why now. My son's friend, he said, Mr. Fred, Pops, you have to explain it because a lot of people don't know what y'all are doing and the making of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
When he asks you what some of the things you and Don King did, he don't care, but the people wants to know because they know nothing about how it's done.
Oh, they don't have a clue. That's why I was so ostracized. I've been fortunate enough. Ken Miller put me in such a great position because I got a chance to be around Don King. Sam Watson allowed me to be around PBC. So when you know the truth and and you have that duality of God, family, and boxing, I couldn't be around you know what I mean? Like I couldn't allow myself any longer because I tossed and turned over it, toiled over. But when I literally saw PBC fighters being interviewed and I know they got robbed, like I'm like, dude. And then I said fuck it, man. So I separated myself from the powers that be and even my friendships, for the truth. And
And but you know what, Fred?
uh-huh.
A lot of fighters fought because they didn't put people around them like they trust. They put the promotion advising team
Hmm.
around them
Man,
because
yep.
because Al, your advisor, that means you don't have to have his team around you. Put your own people around you, your own family, people that you grew up in school with, that you really trust from your soul.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Fred, I didn't just put people around Michael Spence, me and Butch. Michael had his own team that he selected and trust. And most of us last from his first pro fight to the Mike Tyson fight, June 27th on a Monday, 1988 in Atlantic City.
Mm.
I think a couple of the brothers passed. That's why they wasn't with us until the end. Michael Spence had a good team. We had a good team. Butch Lewis and all us decided after the Tyson fight. Mama Katie said no more. That was it because we had a couple operations. So to piggyback off what you said and what my grandson said, referring to you, he said, Pops, Mr. Fred pushing you because people don't know. People want people. He said, especially how people sat back and roll with the punches in the old days. Nowadays, they want answers.
Right.
They want, how can they go
Yeah.
to the archive and verify? So my grandson explained to me why you be pushing me to explain.
Hmm.
It's not that he cares, but it's that we're dealing with a society in this day and age want answers.
Right. Right. It's like,
So
go ahead.
go ahead and kick back at me, Craig. Go ahead.
No, because it's like my last thing,
Mm-hmm.
with the Terrence Crawford Earl Spence situation, right? I
Mm-hmm.
told Earl Spence they're playing you, dog. They was literally playing Earl Spence, man. They lying to him, tell him they trying to make the fight. And I was so dead on. Bomac called me and says, how the fuck you know? How the fuck? Who is your source? I said, I can't tell you that, Bo. Like I was so spot on that Terrence Crawford did a live during COVID saying everything that I said. The only thing that he didn't do was tell the complete truth about how Al Heyman was trying to play him. And and because of that, I told Earl Spence, I said, you need to talk to Terrence Crawford and get this fight done. And what did they do? They talked to each other. Earl had to go against what PBC wanted for him, and because I knew all of it. PBC, man, listen, during COVID, PBC fighters were so pissed. They were calling me every day, texting me, calling me. Most of them DM me. A lot of them DM me on Instagram, and they send me because on DMs you can erase the message as soon as you send it. So a lot of them was sending me messages, and I know what's going on with Team Spence. I know what's going on with PBC behind the scenes, and and I was the only one. I was literally the only one every night telling the truth, and I was ostracized. But now today, I'm a hero.
Because see, Fred, at that time, during this country's weakest moment,
Hmm.
a lot of people thought people was talking because they was home miserable.
Hmm.
But they didn't know, man, that we got the job done. And
Right.
Fred, and I told people from day one, and I told you in New York,
You did. I didn't believe you then. I didn't believe you then.
yeah, I told you then that Terrence Crawford could beat Earl Spence if Terrence Crawford was drunk and he don't drink.
Hmm.
And I told you in New York about that Hollywood charade, but you didn't pay me no attention because I was some old punch drunk guy
No,
from
I didn't think you
Philadelphia.
was no old punch on guy. You're my elder. I don't move like
Yeah,
that.
you didn't
I
say
just
that.
didn't believe you. I just didn't
Yeah.
believe you. Yeah.
And the whole thing, Fred, is that you didn't know my connection there
Absolutely
to,
didn't. Absolutely didn't.
to the world,
I
to the
I
street.
I I knew you did. I knew I knew the loose stuff like Don King, Joe Frazier, all that stuff. Yeah, I knew about the Nation of Islam because I saw you on Jason. So I
Mhm.
I but yeah, it's
But,
the fact
but
that now you have been proven right, and I have been proven prophetic because I was speaking in real time, as the stuff was actually happening.
yeah,
Uh, you know, I think
but see,
silently
Fred,
Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, they actually respect me on some level. Terrence Crawford don't like me now because I consider him a fraudulent. You can't get to the top and then say you single, dog. You can't get me on your team as a family man because no matter if I'm funny, if I'm serious, if I'm having social satire, if I'm being comedic, I've always promoted family on my platform from day one. Even when people say, "Oh, you got an Asian woman, you ain't black, you a coon, you a this." Hey, listen, man, 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 she done held me down like 4 flats. You know what I'm saying? So
Fred, I love your wife. I ain't never met her because she there for them babies.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so at the end of the day, I think that I'm a hero the most now. Like Earl Spence got the biggest payday of his career because of the information that I was expounding on my platform. Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, I believe, fight does not get made in the manner that it was done without my voice.
You
100%.
know what? I got to say you're right because what happened, you opened doors. That's why it did for both fighters to see what was going on between the managers and the lawyers,
Hmm.
what was going on that Manning and Floyd refused to see.
Yeah. Yeah, man, they got
So
robbed so
that's
much.
why they took them 5 years, and your exposure to both camps got it done within 2 years.
Yeah, like like what you call it, Manny and Floyd, when they're 55 and 60 years old, when they doing their reunion tours, when Top Rank has a big welterweight fight and they bring them in like they do the Four Kings, they doing commentary. Their biggest regret is not fighting 3 times. Oh, it's gonna be the biggest regret because they could have frauded us the last 2 fights. Hey, you take the second one, and we'll make $2 million on the third fight. Oh, they could have got us big time, man. But
But
they
you
did.
know what? Even though me and you don't like it for July 11th, but this third match, them girls getting a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
getting a lot of money. Even though me and you don't support the girls like that,
Mm-hmm.
hey, they getting a lot of money. The fight is sold out already.
Oh, the fight is they had 20-some thousand in there. I saw a picture. Ak and Barack, they do a really good job over there with their interviews and stuff. They I saw a picture on their Instagram when at the last fight at Madison Square Garden, sold out. So I'm not gonna watch the fight. I don't like seeing women bleed. It just makes me kind of queasy-ish. So so
Boy,
and
my
that's
brother
gonna be a
Fred is
bloody fight.
terrible.
You know,
Fred,
Carissa not so much. Carissa don't make you bleed. Carissa just box your head off. So.
listen,
Mhm.
but the problem, Fred, here's the problem. These girls making more money than she ever made.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, see, Fred, her lifestyle, these two girls act like real women.
Mm-hmm.
Even you talked about, you spanned on a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago, how Amanda Serrano carried herself as a woman.
She does. Her husband is always beside her. She say my husband. She don't say my partner. She don't say my trainer. She say my husband. Like
And
it's
Katie Taylor, being an Irish woman, all the Irishmen in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, they're going to pack it. Fred, she never had a sold out crowd, Carissa Shields.
never. Well, I don't know. She's had
In
a good
Michigan,
showing in
sure,
Detroit.
I did what she lived at. But Fred, she never sold out the boardwalk all in Atlantic City. I was there, Fred, when she fought in Atlantic City. When she fought in Ocean One, I was there because Top Rank had the show the next day when she had that situation with the brother out of Newark.
Hold on. Let's make this a different video. Let's make this.